Before time, before gods, there was only fire and ice, and when they met, a giant was born. From his death came the world, from his blood came the seas, but this world was never meant to last. In Norse mythology, even the gods are doomed. Before the gods, before light, there was Ginnungagap, the yawning void, a place between extremes, Niflheim, the land of ice, mist, and silence, and Muspelheim, the realm of eternal flame. From that collision of opposites, heat, melting ice, came the first drop of life, a being enormous, primal, terrifying. His name was Ymir, the first of the frost giants, a creature that sweated life from his own body. From under his arms, a man and a woman emerged. From his legs, a six-headed being. Ymir was life, but also chaos. He consumed, grew, and demanded. As Ymir slept, something else was born. Buri, ancestor of the gods. His descendant, Odin, saw a world shaped by disorder and chose to end it. Together with his brothers Vili and Ve, Odin rose against the old. They struck Ymir down in a battle so violent, rivers of blood flooded the world. So many frost giants drowned that only one family survived, fleeing into the dark corners of the universe. Then the gods used Ymir's corpse to create the world. His flesh became the land, his bones became mountains, his teeth the cliffs, his blood the sea, and his skull the sky. Four dwarfs, north, south, east, and west, were placed to hold up the heavens. Thus Midgard was formed, the realm of men. But beneath its beauty lies the truth. This world is built upon a murdered god, and that god's memory echoes through the giants, still living in the outer realms, waiting. Odin, the All-Father, king of the Aesir, worshipped as the god of war, death, and wisdom. But wisdom does not come freely, and Odin was willing to sacrifice anything to obtain it. He journeyed far, to the roots of Yggdrasil, the great world tree, where the sacred waters of Mimisbrunner, Mimir's well, held all knowledge. But the guardian of the well, Mimir, demanded a price. "If you seek the truth of all things," he said, "then give me what lets you see the world." And so Odin tore out his own eye. He dropped it into the waters, and the well accepted it. From that moment, Odin saw everything, not with clarity, but with burden. He knew fate. He foresaw Ragnarök. And yet, he could not stop it. But Odin's thirst was not quenched. He returned to Yggdrasil, and this time he hung himself upon its branches. No food, no water, 9 days, 9 nights. He stared into the abyss, and the abyss stared back. In death, he discovered the runes, symbols of language, power, and fate. With them, he unlocked the secrets of magic and destiny. Then he returned to life, changed. Odin was not just a god. He was the keeper of terrible truths, and those truths began to unravel the world. He wasn't a god. He wasn't a monster. He was something in between. Loki, the trickster of Asgard. Born of the giants but bound to the gods, Loki walked both worlds, never truly belonging to either. He was clever, charming, and dangerous. His words could talk a blade into its sheath or slip poison into a king's cup. The gods laughed at his jokes, praised his cunning, until it cost them everything. Loki caused the death of Balder, the purest of gods. He didn't strike the blow. He manipulated a blind man to do it. But make no mistake, it was his crime. The gods were shattered, and Loki fled. When they finally caught him, they punished him not with death, but with suffering. Bound in a cave with the entrails of his own son, a serpent placed above his face, dripping venom drop by drop for all eternity. His wife Sigyn stayed beside him, catching the poison in a bowl. But when she emptied it, every drop that fell made Loki scream, and his agony shook the earth. Yet Loki's story does not end in chains. When the final day comes, Ragnarök, Loki will break free. He will lead the giants and monsters against the gods. Because Loki was never evil. He was the mirror of their flaws. And that's why they feared him. Not all monsters are born evil. Some are made. Fenrir was the son of Loki, born not in hate, but in prophecy. The seers spoke of a day to come, Ragnarök, when Fenrir would break free and devour Odin himself. The gods were terrified, yet as a pup, Fenrir was no threat. He grew fast, strong, and intelligent. He played, spoke, and laughed like any other creature. But still, the gods feared him, and fear makes gods cruel. They decided to bind Fenrir, not because he had done wrong, but because of what he might do. The first chains broke, so did the second. Only the third, Gleipnir, a magical ribbon forged from the impossible, could hold him. Fenrir didn't trust them. He said, "I will only allow this if one of you puts their hand in my mouth as a sign of your honor." Only one god stepped forward, Tyr, god of justice. As Gleipnir tightened, Fenrir struggled. He realized the betrayal, and in a flash, he bit Tyr's hand clean off. The gods laughed, Fenrir roared, and so they chained him, eyes burning with rage, to a rock deep in the earth. They stuffed a sword into his jaws to hold them open, blood and drool spilling as his howls echoed into the void. But chains cannot hold destiny. When Ragnarök comes, Fenrir will break free, and the first to die will be Odin, not out of evil, not for vengeance, but because the gods feared what they didn't understand and made the myth come true. The gods knew it would come, they just didn't know when. Ragnarök, the end of everything, a war written in prophecy long before the first tree grew, before the first star shone. The signs appeared one by one. The world grew cold. Brothers turned against brothers. The sun and moon were devoured by wolves. The sky bled, and then, the final blow, Loki broke free. With him came the giants, the dead, the monsters that the gods themselves had created. Fenrir snapped his chains and ran across the earth. His jaws opened so wide they scraped the heavens and the ground. Jörmungandr, the world serpent, rose from the ocean and poisoned the skies. Surt, the fire giant, came forth with a flaming sword, the same sword that would burn the world to ash. The gods prepared for war, and they died one by one. Thor killed Jörmungandr, but took only 9 steps before collapsing from the serpent's poison. Fenrir devoured Odin. Odin's son, Vidar, tore the wolf apart, but the father was already gone. Loki faced Heimdall, the watchman of the gods, and in one final clash, they killed each other. Then came fire and silence. But Ragnarök was not the end. From the ashes, a new world rose, pure, green, untouched. 2 humans emerged, hidden in the trunk of Yggdrasil, reborn to begin again. Some gods returned, some did not. The world was changed, but the story never truly ends. Gods rose, gods fell, and still stories survived. The Norse didn't believe in eternal glory. They believed in fate, in sacrifice, in cycles. Even the mightiest gods, Odin, Thor, Loki, could not escape the end. But from the ruin, new life was born, and with it, a new story. Mythology is not about gods. It's about us, our fears, our hopes, our search for meaning in a world that ends and begins again.